Hello, Taurus, and welcome to the Your Natural Healer channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Tammy, and today we will be doing your November Zodiac reading, in which we're going to connect with a member of your spiritual team. Remember, your spiritual team is made up of a legion of beings. You have your CEO, which is your guardian angel. You have galactic guides, there's light beings, there are elementals, just all kinds of guides, scribes, and probably beings that you'll never even realize that are helping you. All right, so we're going to connect with one of those, and then we're going to ask a couple questions, and then we're going to also talk about your spiritual path a little bit. And when I say spiritual path, I'm not necessarily meaning religion per se. It is up to you. I don't care if you're Christian, Muslim, Buddhist, atheist, whatever. Spirituality is just a general term. The same with universe, spirit, God, Jesus, Buddha, whatever you call it. All right. So really, before I begin, one thing I would like to ask, if you haven't subscribed to the channel and would consider doing so, I would greatly appreciate it. The YouTube formula, it is real. It is based off of number of subscribers, which is very difficult to get. So if you would smash that subscribe button, I thank you in advance. Please remember, you can always turn off the notifications. This way your phone isn't blowing up every time a video is posted. That's what I do. I subscribe to everybody now because I never realized how much went into this. Also, when you watch a video, give it a thumbs up. Leave a positive comment, even if it's just an emoji. Share it. All of those things help get the content out there. And then I just ask, if there's a channel or a content that you don't agree with, that you don't like, don't give it a thumbs down. Don't leave a negative comment. Remember that just because you don't like something doesn't mean that somebody else doesn't like it. So don't ruin that for the person's channel. It really is a lot of hard work. Don't put that negativity out there. Be the bigger, the better, more spiritual person. And you know what? Just walk away. Just don't leave the thumbs down. Don't leave the negative comment. All right. So with this reading, I'm kind of hiding my crystal ball a little bit. I pulled out, usually this is over here. This is my Celestite geode. Celestite is outstanding for connecting with your guardian angel, any kind of angels, your guides, your spiritual team. I also do sell pieces of Celestite on the Your Natural Healer store, so you can always go check that out at yournaturalhealer.com. I actually have also these, one in each corner of my meditation room. So I did grid my room with this as well. It really helps me when I'm doing Reiki and when I'm doing readings for people and such. All right. And then, of course, I've got some quartz. Quartz is wonderful. That always amplifies energy. So the cards have been cleaned with sage, but I am also going to hit them with some vibrational cleaning of the tincture bells, because we want some good cards. Okay, hopefully that helps. All right, so I'm going to draw 5 cards, and the first one will tell us who we're working with, and then we'll go from there. We'll ask two questions about some things going on, and then we'll ask 2 questions about your spiritual path, so to speak. Now, please remember, Taurus, that this is a general reading. While I do connect to Taurus energy, I cannot connect to every Taurus human being on the face of the earth, so this may not resonate. If it doesn't resonate, don't leave me nasty comments or say this is fake and blah, 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 blah. 2 things you can do. This specific reading I do 3 times a year, so I'll be doing it again, November, December, January, February, so March. Excuse me. So you can come back anytime before March 1st and rewatch it. Or secondly, you can always go to yournaturalhealer.com and sign up for a personalized reading. My rates are very reasonable. Now, if the reading does resonate with you, and this is whether you're watching my channel or anybody else's channel, I want you to take your right hand and I want you to place it on your heart. And when you do so, I want you to take a deep breath in and say, yes, I claim this for myself. Because what that does for you is it basically lets the universe know that you're acknowledging that, you accept this and you're affirming it. And you're going to manifest this wonderful stuff. Okay? All right, so we're going to draw 5 cards, and I'll make these more pretty because I don't have a lot. This isn't like a huge desk. And then with my crystals, which got to have my crystals here, it leaves me very limited space. Okay, Taurus, are we ready to get started? Okay, so the first card is going to tell us who we're connecting with. It won't matter if it's reversed or in an upright position. It's just representing the guide or the member of your spiritual team. All right, so it is the 2 of Cups. It was reversed, which doesn't matter. The 2 of Cups is all about romance and that perfect partner, really solid relationship. Everything is equal. So we are going to be talking about your relationship guide, specifically one for love. Okay. So this is going to kind of be a love reading as well. All right. So let's get the message that your romance guide is trying to get to you. And you got, again, Cups, 7 of Cups. Now, remember, Cups deals with the element of water, so it's all about emotion. All right. I don't know how I want to say it. And one of the things you're going to find with my readings is, mine aren't woo-woo. If something isn't good, I'm going to tell you. But I'm going to try to be nice about it. But, I'm not going to make it all rainbows and butterflies. I think there's some issues in your relationship, whether you're in love or married. And if you're single, this pertains to you as well as maybe to the point of why you're single. I think that the issue is dealing with the fact that you're fantasizing about what should be or what could be. And it's almost like the knight in shining armor syndrome or the Prince Charming syndrome that, whether you're single or you're in a relationship, you're expecting this perfect man or woman that they're on a scale 1 to 10, beauty, 10, physique, 10, intelligence, 10, lots of money, 10, status, 10. You're looking for something that isn't achievable, okay? And that's going to be for more you single people. So that's why you're not finding, or you're just, you might date somebody and go, nope, done. Nope, done. Or you're not giving anybody the chance. If you're in a relationship, what you're doing is you're comparing your current partner to maybe somebody in the past, which you shouldn't be doing that. That's not fair. Or they should be like this, or they should be like that, or, they should be sweeping me off my feet. And it's like you see these cups are like on this cloud almost. Your head is in the clouds about your relationship, okay? And your guide is trying to tell you, you need to get out of your own head. You need to stop fantasizing about what could or should be. You need to deal with the actual issues. Why are you doing this? Okay, maybe you're like, man, we should, I've been in this relationship 5 years for 5 years, and we should own a boat, a vacation house, blah, 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 and he's not doing his part. Then, what's the real reason you're doing that? Okay, maybe you need to look at the financials a little different. And again, this is a general reading, so I can't speak specifically, but there's bigger issues you need to deal with of why your head isn't in the relationship. we're not talking about them. We're talking about your part. And your guide is saying that you're not fully in. Even though you're saying you are, if you're doing this woulda, coulda, shoulda thing, or comparing to others or comparing to some fictional person, your head isn't in the game, so to speak. Okay? And you need to stop that. That's not fair to you. That's not fair to them. And that's not fair to the relationship. All relationships have good and bad. And, there's nothing wrong with going to counseling. Suggest to your partner, maybe, hey, we need to go to counseling. Couples therapy could be great. And maybe it's you. Maybe you need to go talk to somebody about why you are why you're fantasizing about this woulda, coulda, shoulda stuff. Okay? So every relationship has issues. And like I said, you need to deal with the issues, not project in the future or look back to the past. Okay? I'm going to pull this card down because you need some work. Excuse me. I'm thinking definitely sacral chakra, which is our raw emotions. But I think maybe a little bit of your heart chakra as well might be unbalanced. And there could be some other chakras that are affected depending on what the issues are with the relationship. And like I said, if you're single and you keep comparing they all got to look like this perfect guy, a perfect 10. Well, why is that? Did you feel like maybe that you weren't popular enough or so now you want to show off this perfect being that doesn't exist? You need to look at some shadow stuff if you're single. Okay. And if you're not single, you need to look at the real issues and not this fantasy. Okay. I don't mean to be harsh, but I don't know any other way to say it. And I do this reading out of my heart space. So, anyway, all right. So now we're going to get a message from the same guide about you've been given a message. Okay. Excuse me. And you've been ignoring it. It's been coming through in your dreams. It may be synchronicities. Maybe you're hearing the same song that you haven't heard forever. Maybe you're seeing one of the great ways is that signs come through actually is on vanity plates. So if you're at a stop sign or a light and a car in front of you has vanity plates, there might be a reason why that you're stopped behind that car. So anyway, I think that you've been seeing the signs and the messages, and either you see them and you just, okay, whatever, and you just ignore it, or you're blatantly ignoring it. And yeah, I know we need to talk about things, but whatever. So the message that you've been ignoring, that your guardian angel wants to shake you and go, Taurus, please, this is the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. Give me a second. I'm trying to figure out how I want to phrase this. There's been some neglect in the relationship, and I don't know if it's been from you or your partner. And I'm having a feeling that this neglect is coming from material pursuits. So most likely, Pentacles deals with money, but it also means material. And material just doesn't mean material. It means the material world. I think that you guys maybe have been fighting about money a bit. And so maybe one of you or maybe both of you are like maybe working way too much, so you're not spending time together. Or maybe you're spending way too much time at your friends. Or maybe one of you is spending too much time gaming or on the internet. When you're home, supposed to be spending time together and you're both consumed by the cell phones. There's something going on that is causing you to neglect the relationship. And this is not a good thing. So I'm going to pull this card down here, and I don't even want to touch it because it's bad. And it's not being neglectful because you guys don't love each other or like each other. It's neglect because in other words, it's just selfish. It has to deal with money, materialistic things. If you're single, this is tying to this. I think that, you're too worried about the monetary status of people. What do they do for a living? How much, are they six figures? What kind of car that they're driving? What kind of house do they live in? I think you're too consumed, if you're single, on materialistic things. And that is affecting your potential relationships. And it could also be, too, that for you single people, that you're trying to keep up with the Joneses, having the nice car, the nice clothes. You're so worried about having this optic that nobody's good enough for you because you're way up here and everybody else is down here, and you meet somebody and it's, oh yeah, well they're not driving a Porsche like I am, so nope, can't deal with them. So you need to work on your solar plexus because that ego is way, 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 way out of check, and you may not even realize it. Okay. Excuse me. But Taurus, whether you're single or you are in a relationship, you are ignoring, and you're to blame too, and I'm not saying they're not either, but you guys are ignoring the issues at hand. You're ignoring the relationship for materialistic pursuits. I get it if you're maybe behind on your mortgage and you're having to work extra hours, that you're maybe tired and you don't want to go out. But you know what? If you come home to watch TV, then don't be on the darn cell phone. Spend time with your partner. Sit on the couch and just hold hands and watch the news. You've got to fuel the relationship. And you single people, again, if you're just worried about your status, your materialistic status, you're not going to attract the right people. Okay? So please be careful with that. Take the time, whether you're single or in a relationship. If you're single, take the time to really get to know the person. Don't look on the outside. You need to, single people, look at the inside. Get to know the person before you make a decision. If you're making a decision based off of the brand of clothes they wear or the car they drive, then, you have an issue. And for you that are in a relationship, again, you both have to take the step. You say, well, he don't do it or they don't do it, so why should I? You know what? Be the bigger person. And I do think that for you people in the relationship, you truly do love one another. That's why your guide is coming forth and going, hey, before this really becomes a problem. But somebody's got to take the first step. And like I said, maybe counseling would be great, a weekend getaway, even a romantic night. And if you are struggling with money, because I do feel like money is some of the issues, what is wrong with, well, I hate frozen pizza, but I'm trying to think cheap. What's wrong with getting a frozen pizza, some chips, and some other junk food, taking all your blankets and pillows down into your living room, spreading them out on the floor, and have a slumber party, just you and your spouse, indoor camping, whatever you want to call it, and stay up and watch scary movies or the game show channel or whatever it is, and just, have a stupid fun night, or have a picnic, an indoor picnic. You've got to do something to get that spark going. And if there are money problems, you have to solve it as a couple. You can't be resentful towards the other person. If you're the one that's working a lot, you can't be resentful. Remember, it's a relationship, give and take. Sometimes, yes. Remember, relationships got to be 100%. But if your spouse can only give 30, then you know what? You got to give 70. And when you're to the point where you can only give 30, they need to give 70. 50-50, when you hear that, that's a bunch of malarkey, because nobody's ever on point. You got to give and take, and you got to balance. And that's what makes a relationship have ups and downs, is because of that balance. Okay? All right, let's talk about how you can better connect to your spiritual team. Because remember, another thing is, with this, before we talk about that, is spiritually wise, make sure you're meditating. Like I said, I think that you probably have some issues with your sacral chakra, definitely your heart chakra, possibly the solar plexus if that ego is involved. Money usually stems with the root chakra. So I think that energetically you are really out of balance. So meditate, do yoga, get some Reiki healing, work on those chakras. Okay? All right, so let's talk about how you can better connect to your spiritual team. And you got the Three of Pentacles. Here we go. Cups. And it's funny, cups and pentacles, emotions and money. Money is one of the things that can make people, in relationships, it can make and break relationships. So, just be aware. So what this is saying here is that as far as talking with your guides, that you need to be a little more open and maybe even learn a little more about how to connect to your angels. You can do it through prayer. You can do it through meditation, working with crystals. When I first started, one of the things I would do when I was trying to connect with my guides is, I would meditate with my celestite. Call on your angels when you need help, and pay attention to your dreams, because a lot of times it comes from dreams. So, and that's a lot of times where they'll give you messages or synchronicities. So if you have a hard time remembering your dreams, maybe, take a course or take a workshop on that. Just FYI, this winter, I'm not sure when, I will be offering a workshop on lucid dreaming and how to remember your dreams. But I think you need to learn a little more about working, and I'm not saying you need to go spend thousands of dollars or go get angel guide certified or anything like that. But, there's, if you have Kindle Unlimited, there's lots of books out there on how to connect with your spirit guide and things like that. I don't offer it, which it's actually on my production list. It's probably, if it's not the next guided meditation, it will be one of the next 3 I put out. I will be putting out a guided meditation with connecting with one of your guides. But there is a lot on YouTube for that. And you'll determine who you like and who you don't like. There's some that I've watched that I'm like, oh my gosh, this is awful. And then there's some I've watched and I'm like, oh, this is fantastic. So just find what you like. But I think that you would definitely benefit for something like that. If you're not into guided meditation, then like I said, use crystals or put some music on and just set the intention of connecting with one of your guides. Okay? Excuse me, I need to get some water after this reading. All right, let's talk about your current path as far as spirituality goes. And remember, when I talk about spirituality, I'm not talking about a specific religion. I'm just, we're all spiritual depending on whether we're Christian, atheist, Buddhist, Muslim, you get Hindu, you get the point. All right, so the cards you got, look at that, Pentacles again, is the 5 of Pentacles, and 5 is, in numerology, is about chaos, okay? And this card really, spiritually, you feel that the world is against you and it's bad luck, and no matter what you do, your partner's not going to try, or there's no point in it. And you know what? That's you in your head. When you say those things, whether in your head or out loud, if that's what you think, that's what you manifest. Change your thoughts, change your life. So if you're constantly thinking negative things, you're going to manifest that into reality. So of course I would expect your relationship might not be, in a really good place right now. The world is not against you. The universe, God, Jesus, Buddha, Allah, whatever you want to call them, higher power, it's not out to get you. The universe, spirit is here to see you be your best self. The universe wants to see you to succeed, to be happy. So you've got to get out of your own head. Ask for help. This card is all about asking for help, whether it's from a spiritual guide or a spiritual advisor, a religious figure, whether it's your priest or, your rabbi, going to get counseling. Because I think that all this is really affecting your spiritual path, because this is so out of balance that you're losing hope, and you should never lose hope. But at the same token, if you're open on your spiritual path, you're going to have that hope and you're going to work through this. So ask for help. Go to therapy, again, couples therapy. But as far as your spiritual path, all these things are going to help your spiritual path. Okay? So I'm going to pull that one down. But as far as coming from, a metaphysical or holistic angle, I really, really feel that you would benefit from some type of energy healing, whether it's Reiki healing, pranic healing, just getting those chakras in alignment. And as I said, healing, it's not a one and done, okay? Our energy, just like our body, things happen, it gets out of alignment. And our energy, sometimes we need to get, for example, a Reiki master to get us in alignment so we can work on things. All right. So with that being said, Taurus, you really need to take these two cards to heart. I'm going to move this one up a little bit just because this is so much on this. The saying money isn't everything is so true. Yeah, it helps. But at the same token, at the end of the day, what is going to be there for you? Money or your partner? And if you're single, again, what's going to be there for you? All the material crap you're buying, or finding someone to share your life with? I think in both instances, it's going to be that other person. You got to carve out time. You can't fantasize about what could have or what should have been. Be in the present moment. You were brought here for a reason. You were brought to that person for a reason. Change your thoughts, change your life. I can't say that enough. All right, Taurus. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. I wish you the best of luck with this. And like I said, it's not doom and gloom. It's really not. It's really not. Your love guide, relationship guide, whatever you want to call it, things can be wonderful. They really can be. Change your thoughts, change your life. All right? Thank you so much. Go live your best life, but do it the natural way. Namaste.